ChurchMilitant.tv would like to extend to you an invitation to participate in the first annual Bishop Fulton Sheen Gala being held on April the 5th. And get this, the dinner is both real and virtual. For those not able to attend in person, we will be live streaming the dinner. Now, if you're asking yourself, how can I go to a dinner over the internet? Then just click on the attached link. Please make it a point to check it out. It will be the first ever of its kind in the world, all in honor of Bishop Fulton Sheen, and in an effort to bring Christ to the internet. Just click on the link. God love you.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. He's barely been Pope for a week and already the attacks are coming from every direction. And it's getting old very fast. And faithful Catholics, all faithful Catholics, need to have nothing to do with any of this. First, the attacks from the secularists. This is a very subtle attack. They are actually using Pope Francis to attack Pope Benedict. Yep, for the time being, that appears to be the strategy. By constantly drawing contrasts between the style of Francis and the style of Benedict, they are attempting to tear down Benedict. And let's be truthful here. What they are really doing in attacking Benedict is attacking what he preached, which is to say, the teaching of the Church. Remember, when Joseph Ratzinger was elected Pope, he had the reputation of being one tough hombre, God's Rottweiler, the Panzer Cardinal, and all that rubbish. Because he was faithful to the Church's teaching, he was painted as some power-hungry, mean, angry despot with no charity and so forth. He proved them wrong. Actually, they were never right to begin with. But it is a narrative that the media still likes to spin. And now with a new Pope who has a very different style, the secularists, with their allies in the media, are making as much hay as they can. Ooh, look, sweet little Francis loves babies and refuses to wear those awful, evil red shoes. And he rides in an open-air Pope-mobile because he doesn't strut around like a monarch. Unlike that mean old Anglish additional Benedict, who hated babies and stepped on the poor with his luxury red shoes and detested the masses over whom he ruled with an iron fist. That is the nearly unspoken story that the press is trying to paint, and they will keep pounding the drum on this for days and weeks and months until it gets into the soft minds of the large masses of people who begin to think that it's somehow true. And why? Not because they are so concerned with undermining Benedict personally, but they want to tarnish his image so they can attack what he said. And they want to grease the skids to help confuse people as to what Francis has said in the past and may say in the future. They want to, in these very early days of his pontificate, draw as sharp a contrast as they can between him and Benedict on matters of style, so they can eventually drift over into matters of substance, or at least highlight wherever they perceive in the slightest shift of emphasis. Now, many of the media and their secularist lapdogs aren't so concerned, or even believing that Pope Francis is going to come out and give his seal of approval, boom, to same-sex marriage or contraception or whatever. But, if they can keep the public mindset about him one of, look how different he is from Benedict, it will be all the easier for them down the road to start selectively quoting from future sermons and encyclicals and whatever, so they can spin his words. And for traditional-minded Catholics out there, in addition to the plain and simple reason that he is the Pope and deserves our total allegiance, the media is another reason to keep your mouth shut and your comments to yourself. If the tale keeps being spun by Catholics that Pope Francis is quietly some subversive liberal autocrat, it will only feed into the narrative of the secular media, whose goal is to undermine the faith by undermining the leaders, especially the Pope. Bottom line, Joseph Ratzinger and Jorge Bergoglio are two different men with very different world experiences and are each products of their times and their cultures. They speak different languages, they grew up in different countries, and they have very different backgrounds. This is nothing new in the Church. What binds us to each other in the faith is the faith. We are assured by the Son of God that the Church, and the Church in the person of the Pope, cannot preach error. Aside from that, Popes can make mistakes, they can misspeak, they can reach incorrect conclusions, and everything else that every one of us can do quite masterfully. Thank you very much. But one thing we do know is this. The media have proven time and time again that they can be a tool of the diabolical, and when the media continues to drive wedges between popes for the primary goal of disenfranchising many about the solidity of the faith, then you know who is manipulating them. Walk away from it. Work on your own personal holiness. Me, work on my own personal holiness. Try to catechize and evangelize who you know and love and are friends with. Errors and situations which are blocks to people learning the faith and prevent them from advancing in holiness need to be exposed and discussed. But the Pope, and by extension the papacy, which is the real goal the diabolical is after, because the papacy goes right to the heart of the church, the Pope gets special treatment for the simple reason that he is special. His office is special. He is Peter, and only he has special protection accorded him from the throne of heaven. We must do the same. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Sick of TV and its cultural rot? Tune in to churchmilitant.tv and become a premium subscriber, where you will get access to fresh shows with solid church doctrine. As a premium subscriber, you'll get hundreds of hours of programming, which includes investigative shows, catechesis, apologetics, church history lessons, and a lot more. What are you waiting for? Forget the bad television and dive into the riches of the Catholic faith for only $10 a month.